What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the Dread Pirate Dr. Disaster. And one of the primary reasons that games like Concord and Dustborn keep failing is because they feature ugly-ass characters that appeal to nobody.
You found me beautiful once.
Honey, you got real ugly.
Now, we focused a lot on the ugly female characters that they put out, comparing designs like this from Concord, which makes you go, to designs like this from Stellar Blade, which makes you go. But with Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 coming out in just a few days, we have to talk about masculine characters as well. There is a reason that this game is number 2 on the Steam chart wishlist, and it's the number 2 top seller behind only Black Myth Wukong. And it's because this game looks unapologetically badass and unmistakably male. To top it off, the developing studio, Saber Interactive, recently answered the question of whether the game would have Denuvo with the most masculine response ever. They said simply,
no.
And I gotta say, I like that vibe. I don't know about you, but I could really use a healthy dose of toxic masculinity.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter, where I keep a list of games lousy with wokeness pinned to the account at all times for your reference. My handle on the platform is Dr. Disaster 1. And now, some of you may recall that a few months back, I discussed the fact that the publisher for Space Marine 2, Focus Entertainment, was obsessed with DEI and ESG scores. That was one of the reasons I was avoiding this game. The other was this person right here, Ashley Cooper, a writer who did some work on Space Marine 2. This person said some wild shit on Twitter, but it does appear as though Ashley is no longer employed at Saber Interactive. According to Ashley's LinkedIn, this person now works at Motive Studio, meaning there's at least some credibility to the rumors that Ashley was fired for some of the wretched things that were said on Twitter. With all that being said, I'm willing to give Space Marine 2 a chance, because what Focus Entertainment is doing as a publisher doesn't necessarily have any bearing on what Saber Interactive is doing as a developer, so I think I'm going to give the game a chance, and because I simply see no evidence of any woke shit in the game. In fact, I was extremely impressed by their Chad answer when they were asked if they'd have Denuvo on Space Marine 2. This sounds like it might be a game studio that actually wants our money. I mean, the game looks badass. It gives me old school Gears of War vibes. It has a real masculine energy to the way it looks. Now, compare that to the male characters in recently released Concord. Look at this jackass here. No dude wants to be this goofy looking turd, and nobody wants to be this walking heart attack, and definitely nobody wants to be whatever the hell this is supposed to be. On a side note, we just found out that this character is based off of a real-life trans model, I guess. But in any event, take a look at this chump from Dustborn. This dude looks like the sort who's busy trying to find a hookup for his girlfriend. I've seen more testosterone and masculine energy in a Bath and Body Works, for cripe's sake. Nobody wants characters like this. It's no wonder Concord and Dustborn failed so spectacularly, while games like Stellar Blade, The First Descendant, and now Warhammer Space Marine 2 is kicking so much ass. The Chad No from Saber Interactive definitely got my attention with regards to this game. It's clear that the successful successful games these days are doing their best to appeal to gamers. Black Myth Wukong developer Game Science publicly denounced Sweet Baby Inc. recently, claiming that Sweet Baby offered to consult on their game for $7 million. Game Science rejected them and made the information public. And in response to that, look at how that game is doing. Their claim that Sweet Baby Inc. offered them $7 million doesn't even have to be true. The important part is that they rejected Sweet Baby Inc. They rejected wokeness and they embraced gamers. And now, word is that they have sold over 16 million copies of the game in about 10 days. That is freaking astounding. And Stellar Blade smashed sales back in the spring by embracing femininity. And now, Warhammer looks poised to crush the competition with some unapologetic masculinity. Gamers are starved for that kind of stuff, for games that have cool characters and don't try to push the message down our throats like that special kid trying to jam the square peg into the round hole. We're sick and tired of all these studios that are trying to appeal to the so-called modern audience. It's about time that they start embracing gamers. So yeah, I plan to give this game a go. I'm going to purchase Warhammer Space Marine 2 and I'm going to stream it, and then we can find out together if the game is any good. If I'm wrong, and this game ends up being a woke turd, and to be clear, I don't expect that at all, but if it does end up being a turd, and some of you find out that it sucks, and you avoid buying it because you saw me play it, then I feel like I've done my job by turning some folks away from the game. But if the game kicks as much ass as it looks like it will, well, then people get to see me play a cool game. Either way, I consider it a win. But in any event, I am going to leave it there. Let me know what you think about Warhammer Space Marine 2. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.